we always face things like microaggressions, right? So microaggressions, I think of it like death by a thousand cuts,
Mm.
right? They're not the egregious racial slur that you might hear, but they're like, oh, hey, when I talked to you on the phone, I thought you might have been a white guy,
Yeah.
or you speak so well.
Like it could be good
What do you mean
intentions.
by that? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, I feel like as we try to operate in these spaces, we constantly run into things like that. So how has that experience been for you
Yeah.
all?
I think we can all agree. How many people think you played for the basketball team?
All the time.
Everybody thinks I'm
get
part
that
of the
all
UMass
the
basketball
time.
team.
Everywhere I went last year,
And
cafeteria, walking around,
Es-
library.
especially if I'm in sweats, I'm like, nah,
Bro.
bro. I'm the worst hooper out here.
You're
Period.
not you're
Like,
not horrible.
I'm not good. Like,
But even outside of Quinnipiac, I began that a lot too. Just like I tell someone I go to Quinnipiac and be like, "Oh, what you there for?
Yeah.
You play ball there?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm here for academics." Like, what do you
Yeah,
mean?
bro.
Like,
I feel like people
Right.
think it's so weird when a person of color doesn't play like a sport.
yeah.
They just feel like I guess they kind of like normalize it, but like
Mm-hmm.
we're just like, oh, I play a sport because like it's fun to me, or like
Yeah.
I like to play a sport. You know what I mean?
And then when I say I study finance, they're all shocked. I'm just like, "Well, yeah,
Do y'all get offended by that?
yeah."
I think in the beginning I did. I don't know if it's because like it's become more like numbing. Like it's just like if something happens to you that like to that extent over and over again, it's just like it is what it is.
Yeah.
I think, and it depends on what it is. Like if it was something about like academics or education, that would probably bother me more than somebody's talking on some like social, like yo, what's up, or like yo, you play ball. Like that doesn't really bother me. But somebody's trying to like lower, like hinder my intelligence. Nah, that's not. We're not gonna let that fly.
So this is the thing about microaggressions,
Yeah.
right? You might not notice it in the moment as you're going through that experience, but you might walk away like, what did this person mean by that?
Yeah. Oh God.
Can I not be at Quinnipiac studying finance?
Yeah, that's what I feel like. I feel like by assuming that I'm a basketball player, you're kind of like
Yeah.
lowering my expectations right there. Because like, what is college for? Like to go to school, get a degree. Like, yeah, people play basketball, but like they're still going to classes too. Like, why can't you just assume I'm here for classes? You feel me?
Bro, that's a. Do you think? Like, I feel like people think, and this is my opinion, when like you're an athlete, they put you in a box as just like an athlete. Do you feel
Exactly.
that?
Oh
Like,
yeah. I'm like literally, there's no student part. Like
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
athlete. Like and bro, literally, I gotta keep a 2.3 to be able to play on this court.
Yeah.
So it's like that in itself isn't easy. On top of me having practice, tutoring, like individual training,
Weight
lifting,
rooms, yeah.
doing my own individual shooting, doing my own individual like rehab, like that all plays into a part in one day. That all has to happen plus 3 classes or a night class 6 to 9:30 or you know what I mean? It's just
Exactly.
like all of that plays into it. And it's just like it's not easy at all, but I do feel like people just label you as an athlete if you
Yeah.
play a
People
sport.
just assume you wake up, shoot some hoops, and you just
Like
be
literally,
chilling,
I don't go to class. I don't have to be places. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just I'm living in a basketball world. No, that's
Nah.
incorrect. That's incorrect.
That's a fact.
And that it kind of gets me hot. I'm not even gonna lie. It gets me hot, but respectfully, I'm just like people should understand why
Yeah.
I would be so hot at that. You're
Like-
diminishing them.
Yeah,
You know
like
what
it's
I mean?
student athlete, not just
Student
athlete.
athlete. It's not
Right.
just
Yeah. I feel
athlete.
that. Yeah.
I take heart that I've gone through it and I can pass along that knowledge.
Yeah.
But some of it is sad that we're still having these same conversations about microaggressions, about you guys trying to operate in white spaces, about having to wear the mask and not being able to bring your full authentic self. Like a lot of that is sad that we're still having these same conversations. You guys should be able to be who you are, bring all of that to campus, be as professional as you can be, but yes, you should be able to dress just like this.
My question to you is, why do you think that is? Why do you think 20 years later we're still having the same conversation?
It's because the next level hasn't changed, right? So college is a microcosm of life. And when you get into the finance sector, you won't be wearing the do-rag and the button-down and tie like you was when I first met you, right? You're not gonna be wearing the earrings.
Yeah, actually.
You're gonna be as clean cut as possible, right? Because what you'll start to see up the chain doesn't look like you.
Actually, I had an internship over a finance internship over the summer, and like earlier in the summer, like I had my hair braided, I had my earrings in, and when I got my internship, my first thing my dad said was like, "Yeah, you better take those braids out." And like I eventually ended up doing that. I took the earrings out. I didn't have them in. Anytime I had a Zoom meeting, earrings out, and no do-rag on.
So this is where you have to ask yourself the question, right? Do I take it as a form of protest to wear an earring to work?
Yeah.
Right?
That's my
did.
job.
And that's the problem.
bro,
when it comes to
That's a
it.
problem.
It's
That's
your
a problem. I
livelihood.
hate how
It's a
I felt
double-edged
I have to do
sword.
that.
Will
I
you
did.
be, but okay, but
Right.
you have a choice
Right.
as to which firm you're going to be in. So do you go with the firm that embraces that, if you can find one, or do you make the choice to start slicing off pieces of yourself?
Yeah, that was a decision I had to make because I just felt like I was like playing a part, like playing a role. I wasn't me, and I was just like, nah, I'm not gonna do this to myself.
The question becomes, how much of yourself do you lose in the process?
Yeah,
Like he said, like in an interview, went to an interview, had braids, button up, dress shoes, dress like everything, but I just had braids. And when I got from the interview, my mom was like, "Did you put your braids up or did you let them hang down?" I was like, my braids were hanging down," and she was like, "Why didn't you put them up?" I was just like, "What do you mean? Like, it's my hair. It's just the way it is."
So we got to ask
So-
ourselves, who
but it's
creates
like-
these rules
that's what I was about to
That's
say.
crazy.
in a professional space?
I could speak to that. So it's like I was lucky enough to have 2 internships before I came to college. I had long, like really long hair in high school, and for a very long time, like nobody would talk to me, like nobody would say hi to me, nothing. It would just be the few people that I knew from the company, like my advisors or like whoever was like watching over me. The day I cut my hair, everybody was like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" And like it was just a different type of love. And that's when I stopped wearing earrings. I took the chains off, and like I saw the difference. Like people respected me more when I had less hair and when I wasn't wearing earrings and chains to work.
Does that bother anybody?
That bothered me.
Yeah, not bothering me.
I felt crazy. I was like, bro, is this like in my head? Like, am I playing a game with myself, or is this really happening?
Yeah.
It was really happening.
Yeah, you start to
Yes.
go through like this sense of identity crisis in your own head, right? You're
Yeah.
like, is this real? Am I imagining this, or like, am I receiving, a different type of energy now that I'm bringing a different piece of myself to the mix? When we ask you, are you wearing the mask, right? You have to at some point ask yourself, am I bringing my full authentic self, or am I just bringing a piece of myself? And then when I get home, when I get with my friends, am I really comfortable? Right? Like a lot of people have 2 Facebooks or 2 Instagrams, one for their professional, one for their real life. At some point, I've tried to, so at some point, I was like, yo, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to split myself. I'm not going to split myself in 2.
That couldn't be me.
Yeah, I see it with like people make Finstas.
Oh, okay.
Finstas, and like on their Finsta it'll be a bunch of wild stuff. But then you go back to their like you go back to like their regular Instagram page, and it's just like, I guess like just like pictures of like them with like family members, or like them with like
Your page for your parents?
page for like, yeah, it's basically what it is, bro. Basically it's like a page for like professionalism kind of,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And then you have that other page where you could just get wild, but like it's weird.
So
See,
social
me-
media makes you
social
wear the
media,
mask
man.
as well. Yeah, I try to protect my energy, man. I try to protect
Yeah.
my virtual space. If you're posting craziness or like just stuff that doesn't matter to me, I
That's a
gotta
fact.
get you out of here.
Or like, yeah, I'm trying to get away from that. Like people who just follow people just for it. Like if you
Yeah.
don't like engage in some level, like some
Yeah.
aspect, it's all about surrounding yourself with not like-minded individuals, but people who like acknowledge and understand, the struggles you may go through, or even acknowledge and want to understand the struggles you go through. I think a lot of times.
That's
yeah.
the big point. The
Yeah.
wanting. I feel like people don't want to understand. Like they don't want to hear us out.
Yeah.
Like they just want to keep us in this bubble.
Yeah.
Like when there's so much more to us. You know what I mean?
People are always ready with like a rebuttal instead of like actively listening. Like you don't have to like I'll say this to anybody all the time. Like I have friends, I have like very close friends who are polar opposite, like social, political beliefs than I am. Like some of my closest friends actually, but they're the most genuine people I've ever met. I respect that more because like you're not showing face to think like you have to like be this type of person or be this type of way. It's what you actually believe, and you're engaging with me to want to know why I think this way, I am this way, and why you're this way and that way. Like you may not have any idea what it means to be me, and I definitely have no idea what it fully means to be you. And like, but at the same time, you at least acknowledging that I exist in this space goes so far for people.